One of the hardest parts of being a Yu-Gi-Oh player is having to explain that, no, I can't buy the new Call of Duty. Those 70 buckaroos are reserved for a powerful piece of cardboard that is one completely unscheduled ban list away from becoming a pretty piece of cardboard, minted into the depths of your card binders. Luckily, while the affordability of Yu-Gi-Oh is still floating in questionable waters, one Konami product has always served as a reasonable entry product for fledgling duelists, that being the structure deck. These structure decks tout a complete 40-card deck filled with a usually coherent strategy, allowing you to properly sign up to get smacked at your locals for the low price of $10. Normally, these structure decks offer insane value per dollar, a fully playable deck, a paper mat that you should never use, and even more valuable singletons too. Sure, it might be missing Aluber, the Jester of Despia, Guardian, Chimera, future support like the Bestials, you'll never play Golden Sword Soul, but you do get some hand traps, a kaiju, and some cute tokens. Oh, and you're probably going to want to buy 3 of these things. So your $10 buy-in just became $30. But a few months ago, a chance encounter with fellow YugiTuber MBT gleamed a bright future for the structure deck lineage.
Yeah, the Cyber Dragon structure that's upcoming soon. Thrust is in there. They've got like 2 Lightning Storm, and it's like, okay, this is the type of introductory product that could be good for new players. I just hope they lean more into that and less into, here's the 2-player structure deck, good luck.
And while I personally think that normal summon elemental hero Sparkman is in fact a lot of fun, the truth is, with Konami freely experimenting on different pre-constructed deck formats, I think they might have stumbled into their most brilliant move yet. Because that Cyber Dragon structure that MBT mentioned turned into the tactical Tri-Deck series of products available overseas in the Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG. These are a new series of pre-constructed decks that really stretch your $10 into something viable and interesting. Just like the structure decks that preceded them, the tactical Tri-Decks are chock full of powerful singleton staples, notable cards like Triple Tactics, both thrust and talents, hand traps galore, and perhaps most notably, these cards come in quantities of 2. See, normally, to get the most out of your structure decks, you'd have to buy multiple. Branded is a really strong strategy, but you're gonna have to hope and pray that you see your single copy of Branded Fusion, and God forbid something happens to your one and only Albaz. The new tactical Tri-Decks offer multiple copies of key cards, like the 3x copies of Cyber Dragon Core. Additionally, a single Tri-Deck offers 10 extra deck monsters, up from the 5 from the status quo structures. They even give you 10 in the Eldlich Tri-Deck, where they solely exist to be cast aside for Pot of Extravagance. Oh, and since I forgot to officially say it, yeah, there's 3 of these Tri-Decks, released side by side. Each brings their own unique flavor profile, whether by annoying your opponent with incessant floodgates like the Eldlich deck, or by comboing off control deck style with the Live Twins. And then there's Cyber Dragon, which of course fills out the contractually obligated nostalgia angle. But you probably already knew about these 3 Tri-Decks because the contents of the structure deck itself is not Konami's only stroke of genius. Because if you played Master Duel in the past few whatevers, you'll likely already know about the tactical Tri-Decks, because Konami decided to leverage their newest cash cow as a marketing tool. Wow, whoever could have thought of that. Right now, if you log into Master Duel, you can play through a solo mode, which gives you an overview of the strategy, guides you through a basic combo line for each specific strategy, and lets you mess around with the entire deck against the AI. They even had to bend the rules of the Master Duel ban list to let you play with the exact product as advertised. And in unleashing the combined firepower of the Konami company, the newly found Konami animation team put out a 15-second teaser showcasing each archetype featured in the Tri-Decks. And while I love everything about this product, from the contents to its diversity to its marketing, there are still some major disclaimers that need to be made. For example, so far the Tri-Decks focus on the Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG, most notably as 2 of the Tri-Decks feature the format warping Max C, which is banned in the TCG. While 10 extra deck cards is certainly a larger number than 5, you still have to fill out the last 5 slots, especially given 2 copies of Pot of Extravagance in the Eldlich list. And we still can't quite match up with the insanity that is the Pokemon pre-constructed decks, where they just dole out championship tier deck lists on the cheap. But hey, it's a good place to start.